This is the unsolved disappearance of Melinda Borden. The disappearance of Linda still remains an unsolved mystery. Over 100 years ago, oral history has been told by the elder, is that Melinda Borden was an unlisted passenger above the Titanic. She was traveling as a personal caregiver and with an independent European contractor. Of course, we must listen to the elders. Just listening to the elders lets you take a journey through their minds. And it's like walking through a library because they have ancestral knowledge, because they have old untold stories. This is Black Titanic. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe.
Hey y'all, know I am planning for a funeral, so I'm a little under the weather, but you guys continue on with the blackout with on Miss Wanda. I need y'all to continue on doing that. But today we're going to be talking about love and marriage. Huntsville, let me get this mess out the way. I don't know how much longer I can put up with this. The black woman has always been stereotyped. The black woman has always felt like she was the most unprotected woman on this earth. Then they see Tisha and Destiny and laugh at Miss Van. Oh, yeah, she liked to spread her legs wide. That's what Tisha said about Miss Van. And talking about her relationship with Mark. Miss Van has been the only example of a mother figure we had on this show. Miss Van has been the example of what a mother's supposed to be like, what a mother's supposed to look like, what a mother's supposed to act like, and how dare you, Tisha? How dare you open your mouth and talk about Mel's mother? Mel has never disrespected your mom. And then karma hit you right back in your face. Now, let me tell y'all something. I'm getting this all off of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, No Chaser page. I'm not watching that shit. I got it off the page. I'm reading and little clips popping up here and there. But Tisha, you say Van and Mel like to spread it wide like as if they little sluts. But your mammy, your mammy came right on back behind you and showed the world who really was the low-class hoe. This woman got on national platform and talking about picking up pop bottles with her hoochie cat, her stinky ass hoochie cat. This show is just the lowest of the scum that it is. This is nasty. Y'all put y'all mouth on Miss Van. Miss Van ain't did nothing to none of y'all. Then there's you Destiny. You run around talking, oh yeah, well she lied. Well, she gave me some money, but it's all one at one time. She paid my light bill here. She even tried to help me out with my custody case there. That just shows you that Melody was a great friend. That she had your back every step of the way financially because you were strapped financially. And then another thing about you, Destiny, I didn't even put it up, but y'all want to watch that I did about Destiny and her husband? Come to find out, Destiny telling everybody this man was a deadbeat dad and he got custody of her baby. This girl ain't nothing but a snake. Then she on Carlos, I heard, I didn't see it, on Carlos talking about her mother-in-law. She divorced because her mother-in-law. That's what I read. How you gonna make a man choose between his mama and you? You scandalous. This man left that house to you. You said that. He paid your mortgage payment for a year. All you had to do was keep up with the utilities. You said that. That's after the fans start blasting your ass and putting stuff out on the internet on your big lie. You run around here begging everybody for money, hustling and scheming and scamming. All Melody friends you beg for money, they turned you down because of your attitude. Now you own the Scots. I guess they gonna build the back of your beauty supplies store for you, so you need them. But I'm so tired of this show. Stereotyping the black family, stereotyping the black woman. Okay, let's get to the real meat. Grandmaster J and the Dred Scott case. This Dred Scott case is so important because it has never been challenged. It's still on the books today. Dred Scott was a slave. He was a disobedient slave who took his owner to court. Nobody wanted Dred Scott. Dred Scott always fought back. If you hit him, he hit you back. They transferred Dred Scott from owner to owner. They were all scared of him. They thought they can calm this man down by giving him a wife, Harriet. They went on to have 2 kids, Lizzie and Kizzy. Oh, Lord, what you had to do that for? Because you woke up a monster. If you thought Dred Scott was militant then, he really got militant with his wife. He said, no, you're not going to hit my children. My wife not going to be slaves. That's why he took them to court. That's why he went to court to get his freedom. Judge Taney ruled that every person of color, black people, I'm talking about us, black people, when they come through this court, they are considered 3/4 human beings and property. Now tell me how property walk in court and challenge the judge. I don't know. Make that make sense. But that has still been on the books today. No black man is respected. No black woman, no black child, no black none is respected when they go through court. You do not get the same treatment as white people. Dred Scott and Grandmaster J, John Fitzgerald, want to get this out the way. He ran for president against Trump on the independent ticket. Look him up, y'all. Anyway, they trying to get this man hard criminal time on some fake gun charge, trucked up gun charges. When all those people stormed the state capitol, people even died. Them white people went up there and tore a federal building up. Black people wouldn't even made it to the gate. People died as a result of that, and none of those white people have been charged. If so, it was a little minor pat on the back. But this shows you that this Dred Scott decision is still on the book. This man, Grandmaster J, is facing time for standing up for the black community. He want to know what's taking y'all so long, dragging your feet in the Breonna Taylor case. When we went down there, I went down there. In fact, 500 members, 500 or more black men came and women came through that city strapped with guns. Nobody ain't ever pulled up like Grandmaster J. He was standing up for black America. He was standing up for Breonna Taylor. Then within a month, Trump and Barr, I believe that's who was the federal DA, Barr, they came up with this black extremist group. That's what they came up with, and that's to put fear in you guys' heart when they take down a leader. Anytime there's a strong black man, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all the Panthers, Grandmaster J. They take them down. This been going on since slavery. When there was a strong black man like Dred Scott, like Nat Turner, like a lot of blacks that y'all don't know that fought back on the plantation, they would beat him near death, cut off his foot, his hand, and his toes or something, like they did my Uncle Jeff. They cut my Uncle Jeff's hand off. They cut his hand off because he was damn fighting them white folks, killing them too. Well, they do this to put fear in your heart, to put fear in the rest of y'all. That's how they keep their power. They will strip those strong black men in front of the women to let the black women know that you ain't got no protection. They will beat them. They will strip them down for example for you to keep fear in your heart. So I'm going to tell y'all this. When one of us go down, somebody else got to pop up. You got to keep popping up and popping up and popping up and deal with this old racist justice system. This is racism going on with Grandmaster Jack. Racism with this man that did nothing. And then my baby over there, up there in the blue, Quawan Charles. Yeah, this coming out of Louisiana, y'all. In Louisiana, we couldn't stay out of Louisiana because it was during the pandemic. Them race soldiers, them white boys were killing, just killing rapidly. And wasn't anything being done about it. All right, here come infects again. Here come infects with Ronald Greene. We were down there with Ronald Greene. Ronald Greene was drugged, beat to death. They lied on their report and said that the man ran into a tree. Car crash. That's all they had on the report. All right, here come infects again. What's dragging y'all so long with this man? 2 years done went by. Ain't nobody did nothing about this black man being murdered by these race soldiers. It came down there. They opened the case. They don't want all these black men walking down there, 500 or more strapped with guns. They don't ever want to see shit like that coming in their community anymore. And to find out, they released the video, which y'all gonna see later on in this content, where they beat that black man to death. That black man was begging for his life. They were laughing at it. And then one of them was calling him the N-word, said that he had beat him so bad the blood was all over him, and he hope that nigga don't have no AIDS because he got blood all over him. All right. He died, and the same guy that's boasting about how bad he was beating up Ronald, he really did end up, if you know what I mean, he ended up dying in a car wreck. That's how he ended up dying in the car wreck. So we talking about Quawan Charles. Y'all know, y'all need to keep teach y'all little black boys and black girls about their white friend. That baby went over there, Quawan Charles. Went over there. Well, he didn't went over there. The white woman and her son. The white woman named is Janet. The son name is Irvin. They picked this little boy up from his home, took him to another county, and murdered him. Next thing you know, we looking on the news where the sheriff moving her out, protecting her. And they never would do an Amber Alert on this black child. The mom crying and complaining. Why won't y'all do an Amber Alert on my baby? They wouldn't do it. Anyway, Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all, I am so done with them. This is so negative. This ain't nothing but stereotype. But I'm going to tell you something. Oh, Carlos King, You happy about your ratings. You trending. You trending because it's negative. The black woman, at the black woman expense, at the black family expense. I'm tired of this. God knows I'm tired of seeing all these stereotypical, like the black woman is a hoe. The black man ain't no good. We criminals. We ignorant. You got Miss Wanda up in the forefront because she ignorant. That brings you rating. That's what they want to see, an ignorant black woman. She in the forefront now. She the best mother on, make the best mother on TV. Oh, hell no, Miss Van does. Miss Van and Miss Marlene, they been the standard of black parents. Miss Marlene, y'all don't hardly hear her saying nothing. She just be telling her son that she love him all the time, but she don't get into all that mess neither. All right, y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy this. And remember, I don't know. I'm getting ready to go plan this funeral, and while I'm in here oh God, I just lost. Right here in Huntsville, y'all. I might, if I feel better, I might give y'all some more contents coming out of Huntsville. I might do some investigative work myself on these Scots. All right, bye. This is coming from Love and Marriage, Huntsville Straight No Chaser. So let me get this straight. Destiny admitted to Carlos Kings that not only did Melody keep her lights on, or whatever utility she couldn't pay, but she sent you lawyers' money to fight for your child. You know what? No wonder Melody was upset, because Destiny went to court with Mel against Melody for custody, to get custody of her kid. Anyway, then Destiny had the nerve to go on a world tour saying she was a bad friend. I ain't floored. Many friends won't even babysit your kid, but Mel helped you with custody issues. Destiny whacked for this, and she deserved for Mel to clear her name. She looks super goofy on this picture. What I do know about that man, those, I think their last name is Sale or Barrick now, they are some good people. They are. They all progressive people. Now, when she first got on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Destiny tried to paint her husband and baby's dad as being an irresponsible dad. Then we find out that he got custody of the child. So Destiny need to go somewhere and sit her butt down. I cannot stand this girl. You know, y'all, I went to her shop. It's right near my husband's shop. That's where they were fighting it. And I went to her shop and tried to advertise. Nobody know about that shop. And then when I did start talking to people, they don't know her, but people on Facebook, they said that the reason they would not patronize her shop is because of her attitude. So this comes from Love and Marriage Straight No Chasers. It says, watching Carlos' opinion on Melody and Destiny drama. I said it in the other group that this distance with Mel for Destiny sparked without Letitia. Destiny did it all by herself when she went to court with Martell for their custody battles. Wow. Mel feels the friendship can't be trusted after knowing what Martell did to her, and she knowing that Mel would be there to go to court with him. Destiny went there to go to court with him. That's where the breakup began. Wow, I did not know that. Did y'all know that Destiny went to court over the custody battles? Lisa said, how do you know Destiny went with Martell to court? Okay. After that show, LeBarrett will haul her into court for violating the gag order for his family.
I was like, you need to ask me, like, y'all, right now, like, you need to give me an answer. But then, like, I had to reflect on, like, our relationship, and, like, you can't just listen to everything. So you information. You know what I'm saying? I'm not naive. I'm smart and I know how to research and get what I need. That's what I did. So, well, I think it's different.
I don't even know who Bernard is or how he's part of the family. I don't know whose auntie's kid he is. I don't know whose cousin he is. I just don't know where Bernard came from. Bernard's gotta leave me alone, man.
Now, y'all, this is the Ronald Greene case, and you can also have the Quawan Charles case. Now, we couldn't stay out of Louisiana. It was during the pandemic, while black people was obeying the law, staying in their house. White boys was out there killing, just killing. They went rapid killing. So many killings went on till we had to go to Louisiana. We couldn't stay out of Louisiana. This is the Ronald Greene case, y'all. They said these policemen killed him, drugged him, beat him up. Then said that he had his car had ran into a tree. And when you saw the car, it wasn't hardly no dents or scratches on the car, so you know that his car hadn't ran into no tree. But you're gonna hear that same sucker that's talking about how he beating on him, how he beating him up, and talking all nasty towards Ronald. His death end up the same way now. He end up hitting a tree and dying. But they wouldn't never do nothing until infects come to town, because we coming with guns. You coming for business. Black Lives Matter, y'all get down there, they twerking and dancing now. You never saw Martin Luther King or Malcolm X go somewhere and the crowd is twerking and dancing. But that's what Black Lives Matter do. And that's why we didn't fool with Black Lives Matter. Y'all stay back in the back, twerk and dance and do whatever y'all want to do, but ain't nothing gonna get done. But anyhow, they wouldn't even do anything to in fact come to town.
Accountability has been slow for the Louisiana state troopers involved in the death of Ronald Greene. He was killed 2 years ago after a traffic stop in Chase near Monroe.
Yeah, and for the highest ranking supervisor at that deadly scene, accountability has been non-existent because he's still on duty. Investigative reporter Mike Perlstein discovered there are other allegations from an earlier confrontation involving that veteran trooper.
This body cam video from State Police Lieutenant John Clary of Troop F in Northeast Louisiana shows Ronald Greene being dragged from his car, tased, beaten while in handcuffs, dragged by his feet, then left face down in the dirt as his life slipped away. But for 2 years, Clary denied having body camera video until leaked video, including from Clary's body cam, was published last month by the Associated Press.
There was no investigation, no write-up of that. Come to find out 2 years later, they discovered that his body cam was on.
The video, now critical evidence in federal and local investigations, exposed that Clary's initial statements to detectives that Greene died from injuries suffered in the accident was false.
They reviewed the body cam and discovered that what he had written in his reports were not accurate or truthful.
Clary was not only the ranking officer at that scene, he had by far the most experience with 31 years on the force. One of the troopers under his command during Greene's arrest was fired last week, while another died in a car crash in 2020 after learning that he was being fired. No action has been announced against Clary. We requested Clary's employment record from the state police on June 1st, but that request has not yet.
Okay, y'all, I just want to say the one that died in the car crash is the one that talking about he got blood all over me. I hope this nigga ain't got AIDS. So, yeah, y'all saw it took 2 years for them to look at the case. They didn't look at it till infects come down there with all them guns. Then they decide they gonna do something.
had been granted. But our investigation uncovered claims of excessive force against Clary and other troopers that have largely flown under the radar.
Despite all these cameras on them, they apparently had no problem, committing these unconstitutional acts right on camera in front of everybody.
The claims against Clary and other troopers are contained in several federal civil rights lawsuits from a 2016 protest march in Baton Rouge in the aftermath of the death of Alton Sterling at the hands of Baton.
So, this case with Quawan Charles, the little 14-year-old baby that got killed when he went over his little white friend's house. They never did do an Amber Alert, y'all. And the parents kept saying that he was missing. They wouldn't do no Amber Alert on the little black children like they do the little white kids. They gonna do that Amber Alert. And they wouldn't arrest this woman. But until InFacts came to town.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, well, the family has been pushing for an arrest in this case for months now. You know, they say that justice is never late, but they're wondering why justice has not come sooner. You know that Janet Irvin, we knew that she did not call police the night that Quawan Charles left her home. And we know that even whenever he was reported missing by his parents, still she did not call police. And again, 3 months ago, we also...
Hold it, y'all. Okay, I'll explain to y'all that little field. That little water, that little mist that come up from the earth in them sugarcane fields is why the authorities say he drowned. We know that's bull. But anyway, where do y'all see his face? Looked like they beat him to death before he died. But anyway, I was going to say something, y'all. Let me run this back.
Janet Irvin did give Quawan Charles drugs the night that he was at her house. So the family thinks that, from months ago, that they've had plenty of probable cause to go ahead and make this arrest. So they just don't understand why it's happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
Are you getting any indication?
Y'all saw, okay, right there. Okay, y'all. Y'all saw her moving. The sheriff moved that woman out. Protected that white woman. Y'all saw her moving her stuff? Yeah. That was caught on camera by some neighbors. Yeah. They moved that woman out and protected that woman. Let me bag it back up so y'all can see her moving out. Low down tail.
So we also knew that Janet Irvin did give Quawan Charles drugs the night that he was at her house. So the family thinks that, from months ago, that they've had plenty of probable cause to go ahead and make this arrest. So they just don't understand why it's happening right now.
Are you getting any indication that there could be more arrests anytime soon?
Yeah, well, you heard the sheriff.
Those attorneys now calling for her arrest.
Yes, they should have called the cops. They should have went further.
Attorneys for the family of Quawan Charles say this audio, obtained exclusively by CBS This Morning, is Janet Irvin admitting to a private investigator she did not call police right after she realized Quawan ran away from her home. Irvin and her 17-year-old son are allegedly two of the last people to see the 15-year-old alive.
I get off of work at like noon Friday. So we go out to Baldwin. We'll pick him up.
Surveillance video appears to show Irvin picked Quawan up outside his father's house in Baldwin, Louisiana on October 30th, the same day he was reported missing by his parents. In the audio recordings, Irvin's son tells a private investigator he and Quawan did drugs at Irvin's home.
He didn't do drugs, y'all. They drugged that little boy.
Right now, in our legal opinion, to arrest her for a slew of charges.
Ronald Haley and Chase Trishelle are attorneys for Quawan's family. It was their private investigator who recorded.
Quawan Charles case continued. The parents speak up.
On Quawan, they didn't release it to the public until 6 days later on the 17th. It showed that he was with someone and getting in a vehicle with two people. His parents found out by a third party that the two people he was with was 17-year-old Gavin Irvin and his mother, 37-year-old Janet Irvin. Quawan's dad claims that he nor his wife know either of the Irvins and that he didn't give permission to go out with them. You can see Quawan voluntarily get in the vehicle with them, so kidnapping is out of the question for the police. On the day Quawan disappeared, his father Jacko said that he talked to the Irvins on the day that his son's body was discovered. He said Gavin and Quawan had been together on October 30th, but said that Quawan had left later in the day. Jacko states, Gavin said Quawan got up and said he was leaving. He asked where Quawan was going, and after that, he disappeared. Yes, Gavin and his mother Janet just disappeared right after this, and I'll get to that in a bit, because this does get darker. You see, Janet had a past. She had been arrested 5 times since 2002. She had charges such as possession of synthetic cannabinoid, possession of drug paraphernalia, simple burglary, criminal trespass, and violation of her probation. The list just goes on, but there's one that raises red flags and what people are linking to the death of Quawan. In 2010, the father of her 2 youngest children told the court in a sworn statement asking for a restraining order against her mother and that she was abusive to them and wanted their father to have full custody for their 5 and 2-year-old. According to the father, Janet drops their kids on the floor, allowing them to play in the street, allowing their 2-year-old to drink out of her beer, and accuses her of stealing his prescription medication, money, and his truck in the middle of the night. With all of this, the judge approved the restraining order. So even with all of this, the police aren't officially investigating anyone, but they're still investigating his death as a homicide, though they didn't declare it as that officially. The police had stated that they had been questioning people that believed to have been with Quawan moments before his death, but are not naming any suspects. They even declined to state that they had talked to the Irvins, the people who were with Quawan on the day he died. Now, back to the fact that they disappeared themselves. The Irvins left their home the same week that they were questioned by Quawan's father, and a neighbor of theirs said that they were evicted from their mobile homes. Well, this doesn't raise any.
So we're going to be taking a look at the 3-strike law. Bill Clinton put out the 3-strike laws when he was in office, but Joe Biden wrote it. It has incarcerated more black people in any century around. It have incarcerated many black people. You guys voted him back into office, and the 3-strike law still is affecting the black community. That's why they picked Kamala Harris. She has the same record.
Time to be seen as taking a significant role in trying to reduce crime and violence in the United States. And at the time, the Congressional Black Caucus was part of the debate around the crime bill. And the Congressional Black Caucus didn't want every provision that was included in this bill. It became clear that...
Hold it, y'all. Did y'all hear that? The Congressional Black Caucus. All them old schoolers up there. They have a disdain for black community. They are all black. Now they signed that in office too. They voted that crime bill in office too, knowing what it was going to do to the black community. But see, what they're there for is to keep their job and not to help the black community. Them same old schoolers still there. That's why you got all this police brutality. All these kids dying. They supposed to be up there representing us. But no, they doing the same thing as a white supremacist. Because they trying to keep their job.
The provisions in the 94 crime bill were going to be a political compromise. And so the history is much more complicated than is sometimes portrayed by the media. Now, what did the bill do? Just like a lot of political compromises, there was the good and there was the bad. For example, the bill eliminated 19 types of semi-automatic assault weapons. It also provided huge amounts of funding to hire cops. 100,000 cops were funded. It was about $14 million at the time for community policing. The bill also enacted the Violence Against Women Act that provided funding to protect women and victims of domestic violence and crimes against women.
Hold it. Y'all see what I mean about the Civil Rights Bill? They didn't write a bill for all the black families that were being affected by by that crime bill. Instead, they wrote one for the woman, white woman. Why? Because she's a new minority that came in and tried it. Always tricking the black community. Yeah, we doing something about it. We just wrote a new bill in place. And look who benefited, the white woman.
But the most pernicious provision of the 1994 crime bill was its $12 billion that was authorized for states across the country that would enact what's called truth in sentencing laws. That funding literally paid states to increase the number of prison beds that they allocated for individuals convicted of violent crime in this country to serve 85% of their sentences behind bars. The reason that provision is so important, and the reason we're still talking about it today, is the federal government essentially subsidized states across the country to build more prisons. So 25 years later, the crime bill is being debated.
You stood up and used that tough on crime, phony rhetoric. That bill was a huge mistake.
There's no question that crime bill contributed to America's mass incarceration problem.
And yours did too.
We had a gigantic epidemic in America of violence, particularly in African American communities. The notion was overwhelmingly supported.
Yo, wait a minute. Hold it. Shit. Y'all see how now he running. This is August 2019. He said that the African American community is violent. That's violent. That's why they needed the crime bill. When you had all these mass shootings, they would shoot all these white boys shooting up the schools, the restaurant, the movie theaters. Oh, wasn't nobody more violent than the white man. The white man is the most violent man in the world.
In the United States Senate, by and large.
And the reason that the crime bill comes up so often is, even today in 2019, it is hard for so many people to understand why the federal government would pay states to incarcerate more people, given the devastating consequences we know that.
This is the new slavery, y'all. The slave trade is not stopped. Slavery. They put our men in jail and our women's in jail to produce, to make things, to keep this country going. All right, y'all. Kamala Harris is worse than that. Y'all vote this devil back in office.
They made it. They're about 20 minutes late. All the disturbance is over now.
This is Publishing Company. I'm out here with Grandmaster Jay at the formation. I'm out here at the formation with Grandmaster Jay.
We got
As you can see, this is Grandmaster Jay.
Let's go!
In fact, this is on my publishing company out here with Grandmaster Jay.
If you fight black people, throw your fist in and say black power. Black power. Black power. That's what I'm talking about. Keep your hands out your mouth and all these people that out here doing what's right. Protect Miss Travis' mom. Miss Michelle, protect her. Protect her. Protect our people. Protect our people. Stand up. Get your guns. Stop playing. This ain't no joke. Right to the vote, but you need to do one better. You need to put some people out that's got some balls and some tits. That's gonna change this thing. We need to get out from New Orleans. And you gotta get the laws changed. Seriously. And you can recall every last person that's in office right now. You can do one big recall petition. And everybody that ain't did nothing, get them out of there. I don't care if you gotta do it on November the 6th after the vote. After the vote, you still got rights. You can still organize. How the hell you gonna say, y'all came out over here, we'll march over here, but you can't march over there? We not your goddamn slave box gallery. Watch out, we got clean in the middle. If you're not clean, raise your fist and never say black power. Black power. We got some enemies amongst us, they're not black power. Raise your fist and argue with this and say black power. We got some 3% behind us now, black power. But you know what? Fuck them. Black power, I'm sorry about my kids. We ain't scared of y'all got us bent. Yeah, we here for justice for our people. We here to stand solid. We ain't scared of y'all. We're not our ancestors. We're our ancestors prayed for.